My name is Mark Weaver. This is November 19th, 2011, and I'm making this video pertaining to the OWS protests that are occurring around the world currently, and especially in New York with what is going on. And the latest crackdown, I guess you could say, on the protesters by Mayor Bloomberg and the NYPD, and how you have a young man's face bloodied from these protests. And all I want to say is that the message to me is pretty clear, that the American people are tired of being lied to. They're tired of being robbed. They're tired of seeing greed and corruption just go rampant, in corporations, in the government, in these banks, in these arms companies that make millions and millions and billions of dollars, trillions of dollars profit off war, off our soldiers, off the poor class going to fight in these wars for these corporations and these elite class that reap the benefits of the war. I mean, that's all war is a profit. It's a military-industrial complex. So my thing is that the message is clear, that we're tired of losing our savings. We're tired of losing our retirements. When you get ready to retire and all of a sudden the corporation bails out, and the only people that make off with their retirements are the CEOs and the management, while the rest of the company gets screwed and is told to deal with it. Why is that? I mean, it's just how George W. Bush, Henry Paulson, Timothy Geithner, Ben Bernanke, Barack Obama, even with this bailout, the banks, too big to fail. Okay, that was our taxpayer dollars that went to these banks to bail them out. Well, where's our bailout as an American people? Where's our bailout to give us education, to educate a people? Where's it at? So my thing is, that's the message to me, is that we're tired of being robbed. There should be equality for everyone. We were all created equal on this earth. We were all given inalienable rights as citizens of the United States of America. And our Constitution should supersede any local ordinance that is set forth by any mayor, any city. The Constitution supersedes that, and it does give us the right to protest our government. When our government infringes on our rights, the government that we created as the people infringes on our rights, we have that right to stand and protest what is going on peacefully and not have to fight. It's been a peaceful protest, but you have billionaires like Mayor Bloomberg, who is part of that 1%. So of course he doesn't want this movement to grab hold, or he doesn't want this movement to get any bigger or give any acknowledgement to it, because he wants to protect him and his buddies and his cohorts, and he wants to keep the status quo going. Do you think he has any kind of concern for a person that makes less than $20,000? No. He doesn't know what making less than $20,000 is. He's a billionaire. He gets chauffeured around on the taxpayer dollar. But instead of being concerned about his own corrupt NYPD and how corruption is rampant in that department, he's more worried about shutting down these protesters and cleaning the park. Cleaning the park from what? From people just expressing their First Amendment right. This is an article I Googled. 5 NYPD officers banned for trafficking guns. I mean, what else? He's got police officers trafficking guns and stolen goods, such as cigarettes, handguns, shotguns, slot machines. I mean, and he's also had police officers that have been raping women that were arrested. And what happens to these police officers? Pretty much nothing. Slaps on the wrist. Why? Because they want people like Mayor Bloomberg and this 1% want police officers like that. Why? Because they will obey orders, because they're corrupt. So they will take orders and they'll do what they're told, and they'll infringe on people's rights because they don't have a concern. They're corrupt. So my feeling is why do we have a mayor that is a billionaire? Why is there a mayor in America that is a billionaire? That should never happen in America. In a free and democratic society, you should even have police officers at these protests. These police officers are supposed to be peace officers who work for the people, who are there to serve and protect us, not stop us from protesting the corruption that's going on, that's blatantly obvious. I mean, it's exactly like Bernie Madoff said. He said that the government is the biggest Ponzi scheme there is. So you have, like Bernie Madoff, one man who falls, who takes sort of the fall for everyone, but the whole system is corrupt. The whole system is broken. So, to me, this movement is American people are fed up. I mean, the world is fed up with having to live in this rich, poor society. You know, we're tired of trying to be brought back to this monarchy and being told that you have to spend $100,000 a year to get an education. That shouldn't be in America. We should have the right to have a free education. I mean, Iraq and Afghanistan has cost us over $4 trillion. $4 trillion. That could have rebuilt our country. We could have given everybody a home in America. We could have all had free education in America. I mean, where is our moral standings? When are we going to stand up and say enough is enough? Why are we taking our taxpayer dollars to spend this money to fight these wars that we don't believe in? And that's what the Federal Reserve does. Our private corporation takes our taxpayer money, which was recently audited, and shown that they give it to foreign banks, foreign countries, other investors. I mean, John Corzine, MF Global, that just bankrupted, which is going to cause a catastrophe worldwide with other firms. It's going to be just the ice point, the tipping point. So you got John Corzine, who is one of Obama's cronies, who was given money and bankrupted this company and bounced with the cash. What is going on in America that we're overlooking this? So that is my feed for the day. If you agree with me, then great. If you don't, that's what America's about. We have the right to disagree and agree, and we have the right to protest. And if we really are a free and democratic society, the police shouldn't even be at these protests. Okay? They shouldn't be. We are funding this. Like these universities that these cops are pepper spraying kids that are just sitting there protesting the high tuitions that they have to pay to just get an education. To just get an education. I mean, what is wrong? Wake up, America. Ron Paul, 2012. He's the only one talking about ending these wars. He's the only one talking about auditing the Fed. He's the only one that's talking about real change. Obama said he was going to bring the soldiers home day one when he stepped into his administration. What has happened? He's continued the wars and got us into Libya. I mean, why did we spend billions of dollars in Libya? What for? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? It's time to stand up, and I congratulate these OWS protesters for standing up and people taking a step for their liberties, for their rights. This is America. We created it. We are the greatest nation in the world, and we need to stand up and start doing something about it.